For millennia, the galaxy feared one species above all, the Draxxion Dominion, the self-proclaimed apex predators of the stars. They came from a world of acid storms, molten rivers, and carnivorous forests, a planet classified as Death World Class V, the highest known category. The Draxxion embraced the title. They wore it like armor. They believed it made them untouchable. No other species dared challenge the Dominion. They were convinced, absolutely, eternally, unquestionably, that they were the only Deathworlders in existence, until the day the doors opened, and the humans walked out. Chapter 1. The Summit of Survival. The event was historic. The summit of apex species. Every powerful empire and predator species gathered on the neutral world of Elrath. The Draxxion arrived first, towering lizard-like giants with bone-plated hides and triple-fanged jaws. They had arranged the summit to announce a simple message. We rule the Death Worlds. All lesser species obey. Their arrogance filled the room like toxic gas. Other species muttered. Some trembled. No one dared challenge them, except one delegate. A single, empty chair sat at the circular table, labeled Terran Union. The crowd whispered. Who invited the softskins? The humans? The gardeners? The diplomats? They are not Deathworlders. They are prey. The Draxxion High Lord laughed loudly. Humans do not belong at an apex summit. The host simply replied, Wait! Chapter 2. The Earth Archive. To prove their dominance, the Draxxion presented a visual archive of their home planet. The audience gasped. Volcanoes erupting daily. Oceans of sulfur. Forests where the trees tried to eat anything moving. Predators the size of tanks in every biome. The High Lord ended the presentation with a rule. This is a death world. No other species has survived such horrors. The whole cheered. The host blinked. The Terran sent a data file as well. The Draxxion sneered. What could they possibly show? Their world has liquid water. The audience laughed until the screen flickered. Chapter 3. Earth, the beautiful nightmare. A serene blue marble appeared. Oceans. A gentle sunrise. The Draxxion scoffed. Then the images changed. Hurricanes spanning continents. Lightning storms with 1 billion volts. Clouds filled with microscopic shards of ice traveling at bullet velocity. Predators larger than Draxxion tanks. Plants producing neurotoxins potent enough to drop an elephant. Temperatures shifting 100 degrees in a day. And finally, humans climbing mountains, diving into oceans, running toward danger with smiles. The room fell silent. The Draxxion High Lord stayed, unblinking. Impossible! This planet is Class V material. The host replied, Earth's classification is restricted, but higher than you think. Chapter 4. The Human Entrance. With perfect timing, the doors hissed open. 3 humans walked in. No armor, no weapons, just simple pressure suits and confident posture. They looked around the room, filled with species considered lethal by every galactic standard, and the lead human simply said, Sorry we're late. Traffic. Half the room flinched, because humans were calm, comfortable, casual, as if surrounded by apex predators meant nothing. One Draxxion warrior stepped forward, towering over them. You walk into the den of Deathworlders without fear. The human shrugged. This is fine. Chapter 5. The Draxxion Challenge. The Draxxion High Lord could not accept this insult. He slammed his clawed fist on the table. Human, state your world's classification. The human sighed. Unrated. Coward, the High Lord roared. No, the human replied softly. Unrated because the system broke when they tried. The whole erupted in whispers. Humans, from an unclassifiable planet? The Draxxion snarled. Prove you are Deathworlders. Survive the trial of fangs. The trial was legendary. No species except Draxxion had ever survived it. The host protested. The humans simply said, "Sure, why not?" and stepped into the arena. Chapter 6. The Trial. The arena opened with a mechanical grind. Out came the creature known as a Draxxion, a six-legged apex carnivore armored in volcanic plates. The crowd gasped. The Draxxion smirked. The human yawned. The Draxxion charged. In 3 seconds, the human sidestepped, grabbed a loose plate on its armor, climbed onto its back, and tapped a pressure point behind its jaw. The monstrous predator collapsed unconscious. The crowd stared. The human dusted their hands. Cute. Needs a leash, though. The Draxxion High Lord's jaw dropped. Chapter 7. The Revelation. Another human spoke now, calm, analytical. We come from a world where predators hunt in packs, where weather tries to kill you monthly, and where every other animal is venomous, aggressive, or both. The third human added, "We're not the strongest. We're not the fastest. But we survive everything. That's what makes a Deathworlder." The host nodded. Terrans evolved on a Class X Deathworld, a category created only after Earth's analysis. Every Draxxion froze. Class X? Impossible. The High Lord whispered, "What does Class X mean?" The lead human answered, "It means Earth isn't a death world. It's a patience test the universe failed." Chapter 8. The Collapse of Pride. The Draxxion realized the truth. They weren't the only survivors of hell. They weren't the apex. They weren't unique. They were just the loudest. The High Lord bowed deeply, the gesture of submission for his kind. "Terrans, we believed we alone understood struggle. But you conquered a world that would annihilate us." The human laughed softly. "We didn't conquer it. We just learned to enjoy the chaos." Chapter 9. The New Apex Pact. When the summit ended, the Draxxion declared humanity co-apex species of the galaxy. They signed the treaty with their own blood, a sacred right. The humans simply shook hands. The Draxxion asked, "What do humans fear?" The answer chilled the room. "Only losing the ones we love. Everything else, we walk through it." Epilogue. The walkout. As the humans left the summit, every predator species stepped out of their path. Not because the humans were the strongest, but because they were proof of something worse. A species that adapts. A species that survives. A species that laughs at danger. A species that walked out of a Class X world and into the stars as if nothing happened. And for the first time, the Draxxion realized they were not the apex predators. Humans were.